was thinking about this because, sometimes it's really hard to change something that you're overly identified with. I really went through this when I was drinking, but like I really wanted to stop, but I was kind of having a hard time stopping. I wouldn't say that I was like, addicted, but I would say that I had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. And there was a point where it was no longer adding a lot positive to my life. I get really sick when I drink. It would throw me off mentally and I would get very anxious. I get hungover really easily. The gluten wasn't good for me. The sugar wasn't good for me. I was getting inflamed and just like, I also just didn't like the feeling of blacking out, and it would happen to me super easily because I just don't have like the constitution to hold my alcohol. And I don't have any interest in like building up a tolerance, like I did in college, which I was really proud of, like my tolerance for some reason. But I still blacked out a lot. Just like not a fun feeling. It would lead to a lot of shame overs for when people would tell me what I did or said or whatever. And I'm like an exhibitionist, stone sober. Like I really don't need the help. and but I was having a hard time. My dog just sneezed. I was having a hard time kind of moving on from that because I identified so hard with like being a party girl and like going out a lot and getting wasted or whatever. And eventually I had to realize like this is silly. Like I'm holding on to this because it's something I identified with, but curiosity, is it a healthy thing to identify with? Is it actually like a part of my core identity, or is it like just something I've been doing and for some reason I like identified with it? And there were many changes that came from the choice to finally stop drinking, which were like, losing some friends who existed in that space, only learning how to socialize without alcohol, which was very challenging. Learning how to perform without drinking, which was very, very challenging. There's just, and it led me to kind of question my relationship with weed too, which has been very helpful. I mean, I didn't stop getting stoned, but I definitely, it's one of those things that I questioned. I was like, do I need this? Am I overly identified with this? If it came time to where I felt inspired to let it go, would I have a hard time because of grief or whatever?